underway for our first elimination game on field number 4 this week as St. John's River took a 12-2 loss in 6 innings to MMI as the first pitch pop-up to Kendall Catherwood gets this game started. And now a second pitch single by Kaylee Elder. She ropes a single into left field. James Hardy with you. We appreciate you for joining us here on JockJive. Field number 4, what is expected to be the last game this week and today here on field 4.
Saturday.
Bevel State, the designated home team, but the lower seeded team here in this one. It's taken 1 ball and no strikes for Melissa Ballard, who started and took the loss for the Vikings. St. John's River out of Alabaster, Florida, in their first game today. Late strike ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Matchup runner at first base is 1 down. Just getting situated here. First game of the day. Swing and that's hit foul and out of play. St. John's River in the gray tops and bottoms and the white tops and bottoms for Bevel State. Jesse Aston gets the call in the circle. Douglas doubles his left field. She comes home, but that's Lois going on the pitch that time and able to make it in. Second is Kaylee Elder with the stolen base. A good pitch to run off. That went in third on the drop ball. Runner in scoring position. A bounce back game after one of those. This one very likely is ground ball fair. Pump fake and the throw gets away from the first baseman Chapel. Bad throw by Webb allows the first game to score.
If game doesn't happen
Five.
like that,
No RBI.
we can't have Saturday. We can't have everybody every day.
Right.
So we have a Saturday, Sunday.
Advantage of the single and the stolen base.
Hello?
Full defensive alignment here. Just a moment.
Oh my God, Craig.
St. John's River on board first. Good start for them as this is the first lead they've taken all day as the ball run to Arredondo.
Way at 4
This
o'clock.
is Arredondo, the catcher. He takes 2 balls and no strikes.
South Florida.
Butler in left field.
We played late Sumter and we played St. John's. So we played our third Florida team.
Strike that time. Still a hitter's count for SJR's starting catcher.
So Central Alabama's the home team, correct?
Infield. Drop ball taken. That was count now with 3 balls and 2 strikes. One down. Very first pitch. This ball game. Swing and just staying alive that time was Princess Arredondo. MMI was able
Lost to South Florida early on. South Florida and MMI will play in the final game of the day here on Field 5 to determine who will be 1 win away from the championship. The winner of this game will take on the winner of St. John's River and Bevel State. That will be later on this afternoon as well. I'm Kamari Darrington. Lake Sumter State got here with a 9-2 win over Wallace Dothan. Wallace Dothan has been eliminated. 6 teams left in the tournament as Bevel State took a 2-1 win over Bishop State. So Bishop State is also out. So we've got all 3 teams left from Florida and 3 teams left from Alabama. Central Alabama will be the home team in this game. Lake Sumter State will be the visiting team. And in the circle for Hardy Irwin is in the circle for Central Alabama. Peyton Parks will lead off. Savannah Ellis, the first baseman, will bat second. And Chisholm, the center fielder, bats third. Kaylee Thomas, the right fielder, will bat fourth. Jordan Anderson, the DP, bats fifth. Alexis Adams, the third baseman, bats sixth. Alex Baez, the shortstop, bats seventh. Megan Wright, the left fielder, bats eighth. Macy Bergholzer, the catcher, bats ninth. At 1:31 p.m., our first pitch is outside for ball one. Central Alabama defeated Bevel State 9-4 in their first game on Thursday, and then just took a 3-2 loss to South Florida. Lake Sumter State lost last night 5-4 in 9 innings to MMI, and just moments ago defeated Wallace Dothan 9-2. So both teams have played twice. Loser of this game goes home. Central Alabama, the number 1 seed, in trouble. And this one is fouled off. 1-2 is the count now to Parks. Parks went 1 for 4, scored twice in the first game against Wallace Dothan. Lake Sumter scored the first 8 runs of the game. Wallace Dothan came back with a couple of runs. That one wide of the target, 2-2. Three and two, so first batter facing a 3-2 count. Irwin made 21 appearances during the regular season. She went 12-4 with a 2.82 ERA, should say. Ground ball that's fouled off. Her 4 innings pitched during the season for Irwin. She allowed 60 runs on 118 hits with 31 walks and 47 strikeouts. Central Alabama with a 4.36 team ERA. That one's fouled off. Count remains 3-2. Division I games going on right now. Southern Union taking on Northwest Shoals on field 1. And on field 2, as that one's fouled off again, Shelton State is taking on Coastal Alabama South. So we've got 4 games going on at one time. They're all elimination games. Count remains 3-2 to the leadoff hitter for Lake Sumter State. And it's ball 4. Savannah Ellis, the first baseman, now will bat. Bailey Trammell is the left fielder for Central Alabama. Jaden Buff is the center fielder. Morgan Brewer is out and right. Kelby Johnson is at third base. Gracie Mills is the shortstop. Blair Darby is the second baseman. Brooke Milner is at first. This one is bunted towards third. Johnson throws and gets the out. Campbell Heklinski is the catcher. One out here in the top of the first. Now Chisholm the center fielder. Runner on second. One out here in the top of the first. Lake Sumter State, the number 6 seed, taking on the number 1 seed, Central Alabama. And that one missed the target. 1-0. Young fan there in the front didn't agree. 6 teams remaining. And that one down low. It actually hit Chisholm, so runners on first and second. And much like Lake Sumter State did in the first game today against Wallace Dothan, and trying to get up early. Wallace Dothan, the 7th seed, out. Top 2 seeds are still in the St. Johns River against Bevel State, the 8th seed. So a couple lower seeds trying to advance in this window of games. Over to second. Darby will flip it to the first for the out. They're 2 down. Runners move up to second and third. Jordan Anderson now will bat. Anderson, the DP. Anderson got Lake Sumter on the board in the win against Wallace Dothan with a 2-run single in the first inning. So a chance for it to do the same here. With runners on second and third with 2 outs. That one downstairs. The home team has usually been in the third base dugout. Lake Sumter State decided to stay in the third base dugout. They had to flip a coin to determine who would be the home team. Central Alabama won that toss. And the home team here on field 5. 2-1 is grounded foul. The count is 2-2. Klinsky will lead off the first inning for Central Alabama, followed by Jaden Buff and Morgan Brewer. Inside corner. And missed it, 3-2. Central Alabama certainly thought that was a strike. 3-2 to the right side, and it gets through for a base hit. Park scores. Here comes Chisholm. She will score. And Anderson does it again, a 2-run single, putting Lake Sumter State up 1-0. 2-0, should say. First hit of the game for Lake Sumter State. And now here comes Alexis Adams, the third baseman. And Adams chopper to second. A flip by Darby to short. To the shortstop will end the inning. But Jordan Anderson comes through again. A 2-run single. Lake Sumter State takes the lead. Bottom of the first coming up for Central Alabama.
Just about all white Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Klinsky. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Bottom of the first, out in the circle for Lake Sumter State is Caitlin Duquette. She will hit. She will be in the circle. Duquette on the season went 27 appearances, 6-8, ERA 4.08. Campbell Klinsky will lead things off. Klinsky leads off. Jaden Buff, the center fielder, will bat second. Morgan Brewer, the right fielder, will bat third. First pitch is down for a ball. Duquette has pitched 82 in the third innings, allowed 66 runs on 94 hits with 62 strikeouts, 39 walks during the season. Campbell Klinsky, ground ball to third. This is Adams. Really, the left side of that infield for Lake Sumter State had a terrific game against Wallace Dothan defensively. And it continues here to start the first inning of game 2. So out in right field, they had Thomas starting, but now they have a new right fielder. Jenna Castleberry is now out in right field for Central Alabama. I'm sorry, that's the wrong number. That's the wrong number 9. Emily Gable is out in right field playing for Kaylee Thomas out in right field. Strike to Buff. Buff was really hard to get out in last year's tournament. Central Alabama. Comes by Greg Shivers. 1-1 to the 1 seed. Outside. Jordan Anderson, 2-run single. Start things off like Sumter State is in front. Bottom of the first. Count 3-1. Left at 279 during the regular season. There's a 3-1. And Buff walks to lead off to start the first inning with 1 out. Here comes Morgan Brewer, the right fielder. So Gable comes in for Thomas out in right field. That's our first substitution of the contest. Brewer, 432 batter. Downstairs. Central Alabama, 27-3 in ACCC play. Ranked 17 in the final softball poll. 2-0. 1-6 out of 9 and had an 18-game win streak. At one point, MMI snapped that streak on April 25th. Now, conversation between the catcher Burkholzer and Duquette is the rest of the defense out left field. Is Megan Wright. Center fielder is Emma Chisholm. Emily Gable now in right, playing for Kaylee Thomas. Third baseman is Lexus Adams. Alex Baez is at short. Peyton Parks is at second. Savannah Ellis is at first. And the aforementioned Macy Burkholzer is behind the plate. Pitch upstairs, 3-0. So, first 7 pitches, 6 of them have been outside of the strike zone. Well, 8. Yeah, 6 out of 7. We've had 8-1. Back-to-back walks to start back-to-back walks with 1 out here in the first. Now Brooke Milner, the first baseman. .386 average, had 9 home runs and 56 RBIs. Like Sumter State with a record of 30-28. Jay Milner's got his 240th career win at Lake Sumter State. He's the winningest coach there for the Lake Hawks. Low one inside. Three batters in a row. 10 of the last 11 pitches have been outside the strike zone for Duquette. So here's Milner. Count of 2-0. Already back-to-back walks with 1 out. Right down the middle for a strike. Like something I'd like to see more of those. This is hitting the air deep to left field. Forget it. It's long gone. A 3-run home run for Brooke Milner. And Central Alabama takes the lead 3-2. That was a no-doubter. Getting the wall out there in left field. 3-run homer. Now Kelby Johnson That was the first mistake for Duquette, and Milner did not miss it. Now Kelby Johnson striking the inside corner. During the regular season, Central Alabama hit 66 home runs. Here's the 0-1. Downstairs, ball in the strike. So Milner comes through. Buff and Brewer score on the play. Just one out here in the bottom of the first. 1-1 is upstairs, 2-1. So the 2 walks come back to hunt Duquette. Duquette during the season allowed 7 home runs. 2-1 is good for a strike on the inside corner. 2-2 now to Johnson with Blair Darby, the second baseman, on deck. Johnson underneath the legs of Adams and in the left field. Johnson is aboard, and here's Darby. Darby 4.08 average, 49 hits, and 120 at bats during the regular season. Downstairs, still trying to go inside on these right-handed hitters. Ball and no strikes, still with just 1 out. Central Alabama with 3 runs in on one swing by Brooke Milner. 2-0. Two and 1. Kristen Wilson on deck, the DP. 3 runs on 1 hit. 2 walks. Swing, and that one's fouled off. Though the first is not in time. Count is 2-2 with 1 out to Johnson, to Darby, I should say. Johnson at first. Let's foul straight back. Johnson waiting at first. Swing and a miss. Throw to first, not in time. There are 2 outs in the inning. First strikeout for Duquette. Now Kristen Wilson, the DP. Bailey Trammell now in the on-deck circle. Throw was low. Throw to second is off the mark. Johnson has a stolen base. So now we're trying to add to his 3-2 lead. One more pitch is inside. Nice job behind the plate by Bergholzer. Mother's Day weekend here in Alabaster, all over the country. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Up the middle, there's a base hit. Rounding third is Johnson. The throw home is cut off by the pitcher, and it's 4-2 in favor of Central Alabama. RBI single for Wilson. Now Bailey Trammell. Trammell takes a strike. Kamari Darrington here at Veterans Park. That one out of the strike zone. 1-1. Up at the second for Lake Sumter State will be Baez, Wright, and Brookholzer. Trammell, the 8th batter of the inning. And Trammell fouls it off. It's 1-2. Ground ball towards short. Baez. The throw was low. Trammell beats out the throw. And then Gracie Mills. Everybody trying to get into the action. Central Alabama, 4 runs, 3 of them of the 3-run homer by Milner. Outside. Ball and no strikes to Mills. Central Alabama was batted through the lineup here in the first. 2-0. Mills taking all the way. Duquette letting things go. Softball into the field. Central Alabama's doubled up Lake Sumter State here in the bottom of the first. Taking all the way, and that one well outside. Bases are loaded. And number 1 seed Central Alabama is in business again. Second time through the lineup for Klinsky. And once again, another talk with the pitcher. Klinsky grounded out to third to begin the first inning. 10th batter for Central Alabama. Top hitting team in the ACCC, 357. Also first in runs scored, first in RBIs, first stolen bases. Good for a strike. 2 outs here in the first. Central Alabama putting up 4 runs, including 3 on the swing by Brooke Milner. Home plate umpire having a discussion with Shivers down there. Not sure what that's all about, but in any event, we're ready to get back to live action. 1-1 pitch is lifted to the right side, and under it is Parks, and that will mercifully end the inning for Lake Sumter State. 4 runs into the end for Central Alabama. They lead at 4-2. We'll go to the top of the second.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Pair of cricket numbers in that first inning. Now we're ready for the top of the second. And Baez, Wright, and Burkholzer are due up for the Lakehawks. Bunchome is downstairs 1-0. Baez has had quite a day at shortstop. Megan Wright will follow. Yep. Time called. And the appeal is denied over at first base. One little pitch is upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes down to Baez. First one of the games yesterday with a high scoring affair. It looked like we had Steve State Coastal South, and that ended up being 4-1 in favor of the Parsons. But laid down. Tried to be laid down. It's foul off. Count goes to 2-2. Baez facing a 2-2. 3-2. And there's ball 4 on the 3-2 count. And Baez will race down to first base. They'll bring up Megan Wright, left fielder. Top of the second. 4-2 in favor of Central Alabama. 3 of those 4 runs scored on a 3-run home run by Brooke Milner. Bunt laid down. Picked up by the catcher. Throw to first is not in time. Wright beats out the throw. Now Burkholzer. Her first at bat of the game. For 3 against Wallace Dothan. She shows bunt, takes the strike outside. Strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Great time to be a fan of JUCO baseball and JUCO softball, because we got a lot of it here this weekend. That one is fouled back, 0-2. Burkholzer. Peyton Parks on deck. One ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the second. And a swing and a miss. Burkholzer goes down on strikes. First strikeout of the game for Irwin. And here comes Peyton Parks. Walked and scored in the first inning. Good for a strike, 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Fourteen teams combined between Division I and Division II. Came down on Veterans Park. First 3 have been eliminated. Ground ball to short. They try to flip it to third for the out, and they get it. Nice job there by Mills to get it to Johnson. So get the lead runner. Ground ball to short. The second that time. So back-to-back fielder's choices to end the inning for Lake Sumter State. We go to the bottom of the second. It is 4-2 in favor of Central Alabama. They'll try to add to it when you come back. So we can start the second inning. A new pitcher for Lake Sumter State. She is Kaylee Williams, wearing number 14. Her 20 appearances during the regular season. Had 9 starts, went 2 for 4 with a 6.95 ERA. Allowed 61 runs on 76 hits, 46 earned runs. So she will start. So she will come in and replace Duquette, who got to the first inning. 10 batters came to the plate. Gave up 4 runs on 3 hits. Didn't get a lot of help from the defenses either. Outside for a strike. Ball is striking now to Buff, Brewer, and Milner do up here in the second for Central Alabama. 2-1. That one to left field and caught my right. One down here in the second. I bring up Brewer. Brewer also walked in the first inning before Milner's 3-run homer. walks. Miller on deck. She hit the big 3-run homer to put Central Alabama on the board. 0-1-1. Miller on deck. Bottom of the second for Central Alabama. Down low, 2-1. Two-one pitch is outside and on the corner for a strike. 2-2. There's a young fan in Atlanta Braves hat that's had some demonstrative reactions to the strike calls so far here this afternoon. Two balls, two strikes. Ground ball to second. And Parks will flip it to first for the out. Here's the home run hitter. Rick Milner, 3-run shot to left field. That's Central Alabama on the board in the first. Kristen Wilson had an RBI single later on. Made it 4-0. 4-2. 0-2. Still in the third for Lake Sumter, Chisholm, Thomas, and Anderson. Two is wide of the target, 1-2. Well, got a final in District 1. It's also south with an 11-9 win over Snead State. Liner towards short, and the throw from Baez is in time. Central Alabama goes down in order in the second. We go to the third. It's 4-2 in favor of the Trojans. You're watching the NJCAA Division II South District Championship.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Top of the third here, Lake Sumter State. Chisholm leading off against Irwin. Issue with the scoreboard. Get it back up here in just a moment. 2 balls and no strikes down to Chisholm. Thomas and Anderson also do up. That one over towards short. It's Mills, and it's down low, but they get the play. And there's one out here in the third. One laid down by Gable. Emily Gable now playing for Thomas on right field. I'm good for a strike. Jordan Anderson will be next. She had the 2-run single for Lake Sumter State. That's fouled off. It's still 0-2. Here's the 0-2. That is fouled off to the right side. And one missed the target. 1-2. That one is fouled off. Count remains 1-2. Jordan Anderson on deck. 2-run game. Central Alabama with 4 runs in the first after Lake Sumter State put up their 2 runs in the first inning. Ground ball right back to the pitcher, Irwin. 2 down. Now Anderson. Anderson 2-run single back in the first. The winner of this game will take on the winner of St. John's River and Bevel State. That'll be tomorrow. Ball no strikes. That'll be tomorrow at 11 a.m. Of course, Saturday we'll have semifinal, and then Sunday we have the district championship. Good for a strike. 2-1. With the change in the schedule now guaranteed to have at least one game on Sunday. 2-2. To open the third inning for Central Alabama. Johnson, Darby, and Wilson. And wide the target. Glad to have you with us here on JockJive.com. We've got 4 fields going on at one time. Ground ball over to Mills. Long throw. That's going to be high. But the play is made. Excellent job on the stretch by Milner. And that throw was high, but Milner able to go up and get it. And that'll do it as the Lakehawks go down in order in the top of the third. We go to the bottom of the third. 4-2 in favor of Central Alabama. Down the bottom of the third we go. It's Kelby Johnson leading off. And swing and a miss. Second inning of work for Kaylee Williams. Again, relief of Duquette after 4 runs given up in the first inning. And Johnson fouls it off 0-2. Johnson, Darby, and Wilson are due up. South Florida wearing gray right there, right in front of us. They'll be taking on MMI coming up. That's the 4 seed and the 3 seed. That'll be the game coming up next here on Field 5. Final game of the day. Swing and a miss. And Johnson goes down on strikes. 1 down. Blair Darby struck out back in the first inning. To the second out of the inning. This one popped up behind the plate. They'll land on top of the wall and go out. Also going on right now is Northwest Southern Union on top 7-3 on Northwest Shoals. That is an elimination game in the Division I softball tournament. That one's fouled off. It's still 0-2. Snead State with a 1-0 lead on Coastal Alabama South. That is in the bottom of the third. Still a lot going on. All 4 fields active at the moment. St. John's River has a big lead on Bevel State. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts for William. And now we got 2 down. Here's Kristen Wilson, RBI single back in the first inning. And wide the target for ball 1. In the 4th inning, Adams, Baez, and Wright are due up for Lake Sumter State. It's the bottom of the 4th over there with Bevel State trailing 8-1 to St. John's River. This one towards the right side, and Park handles it easily. 1-2-3 inning for Central Alabama. We're going to the 4th. 4-2 in favor of Central Alabama.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Top of the 4th now is Central Alabama leads 4-2 on Lake Sumter State. Lake Hawks coming up to bat here with Adams leading off. Fielder's choice back in the first inning. Lake Sumter State actually sent 6 batters to the plate in the first. But nothing much since then as Adams pops this one up. And diving for it is Mills, and she makes the play. Macy Mills with another nice play. I'll bring up Baez. It's been great defensive plays. Baez and Adams, the left side of the Lake Sumter State infield, has had a great day. Glinski, no one covered the bag. Lake Sumter State has the tying run coming to the plate. Megan Wright, a single back in the second. Comes up here with one on and one out here in the fourth. Bunt shown. Throw down to second is not in time. Another stolen base for the Lakehawks. Lakehawks, the top team in stolen bases. They had over 100 stolen bases during the regular season, 103. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout for Megan Wright. Second strikeout for Irwin as Bergholzer comes to the plate. Ground ball to second, and easy flip, and just like that, the inning is over. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Central Alabama leading it 4-2. This is the NJCAA Division II South District Championship.
Just about all white Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Crafts got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Bottom of the fourth. Central Alabama with a 4-2 lead on Lake Sumter State as we get to the halfway point now of this contest. Central Alabama, all the runs that have been scored, as a matter of fact, in the first inning. Bailey Trammell leads off against Williams. Williams has pitched well in relief of Caitlin Duquette. The first pitch is downstairs to Trammell. Trammell, Mills, and Aklinski, the 8-9-1 hitters, are due up for the Trojans. Two 2-0, Trammell. Trammell has this one to right field. That's going to be fouled off. Watch out over there. Tigers of MMI wearing black with the orange trim. They're coming in to Veterans Park. They will take on South Florida in our final game here on Field 5 later on. Trammell hits this one in the air. Shallow left. It's caught by Baez for the first out of the fourth inning. Gracie Mills to the plate. She walked back in the first inning. Glinski's on deck. There's a strike, 0-2. Going to Northwest Shoals will take on Nunez in the South District Baseball Championship up in Oxford. Starting in a few minutes. From South Florida taking on MMI and softball. That's coming up. Glad to have you with us here on Field 5. 1-2. Popped up out of play. Watch out. Now, I do have one more camera here in our bag. So if we are going to get hit by a foul ball, we can still get going. But we're down to our final 2 over here. Still 1-2 to Mill. You never know what's going to happen in the softball tournament. And last night was proof positive of that. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mills. Mills trying to find her way on. On wide, the target is 3-2. What's going on right now? Shelton State with a 7-3 lead on Coastal South. That's an elimination game in Division I. Winner of that game advances. Loser goes home. Up the middle, and Mills has a base hit. One out single for Mills, and here comes Klinsky, who's 0 for 2. Klinsky, the center fielder for Central Alabama. See Wallace State coming in. They'll be taking on Snead State later on. That game will be at 4. Over to third. And just the lead runner they get. 2 down. Adams goes to second to Parks. So 5-4 on that one. Fielder's choice for Klinsky, and here comes Jaden Buff. Buff 0 for 2, 0 for 1, should say. Walk back in the first. Buff shoulder bunt. That's a strike throw to second. Bounces home. And a stolen base for the Trojans as Klinsky gets to second base. Oh, 1 is outside. Count was 1-1. One pitch is outside. 2-1. Morgan Brewer is on deck, the right fielder for the Trojans. This is lifted towards right center field, and going back, it's going to go over the head of Chisholm. Right in third and scoring is Klinsky. It's an RBI double for Buff. It's 5-2 in favor of Central Alabama. A couple inches, a few feet away from being a home run there. But Buff able to add another run. Now it's 5-2, and here comes Brewer. And outside that time, on 1-0 should be the count. Shelton State leading Coastal South at the moment. That one's fouled off. 2 outs here in the 4th. Up in the 5th for Lake Sumter State will be the top of the order. Parks, Ellis, and Chisholm. Southern Union on top of Northwest Shoals 8-3. A quick conversation with Jay Miller along with Shivers and Morgan Brewer having a conversation as well. St. John's River 3 outs away from a run rule victory. Grounded to short. Bias picks it up, throws the first, and it's in time. And that will end the inning. But Jaden Buff adds an RBI double to the total. It's 5-2. We go to the fifth here on JockJive.com. Three-run lead for Central Alabama in the top of the fifth. Kamari Darrington here on Field 5. Hope you're enjoying all the action here. The NJCAA Division II South District Championship. We also have the ACCC Division I State Softball Championship. That's resuming today. 3 games on the docket for that this afternoon. Hope you stay with us here on JockJive.com. Also the JockJive YouTube page. And then check out the archive. The NOM4 feed to subscribe to JockJive's archives. Swing and a miss. 1-1. This one's fouled off. It's 1-2 now. Top of the order here for Lake Sumter State. Parks, Ellis, and Chisholm. Down to third. Johnson. 1 out. Now Ellis 0 for 2. Or 0 for 1, should say. Inside for ball 1. Two 2-0 inside corner to Ellis. Ellis, first baseman for the Lakehawks. Pitched in the first game. He pitched well. There's a strike 2-1. In relief for Bach. Pitched an inning 2/3. And no hits allowed. That one fouled off. 2-2. One out here in the fifth. Sumter State trying to generate some offense. And 8 outs to work with. 3-2. Here's the payoff with 1 out. That one to left field. That is going to drop fair. Rounding first is Ellis, headed for second. She's got a stand-up double. And with 1 out, Lake Sumter State has its 4th hit of the game. Now Chisholm. Emily Gable is going to be on deck, but got a runner for Lake Sumter State. Number 13 is Bella Baez. So Bella Baez comes in for Ellis to run. So pinch running for Ellis. Chisholm now at the plate. It's a 3-run game. No balls in the strike, 1 out. They'll miss the target, 1-1. They'll be looking at 26 games this weekend. Glinski with Irwin with some strategy, strategery, if you will.
Left on base for Bevel State as your final score is SJR 11 and Bevel State 1 in 5 innings. Totals for Bevel State today, 1 run on 5 hits.
Emily Gable is on deck. Chisholm at the plate. Baez is at second. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Oh, it's fouled off. Should say fouled off 1-2. This one in right field, and it is going to be caught by Brewer. Going to third is Baez on the play. 2 down here in the 5th. St. John's River has just defeated Bevel State 11-1. Bevel State eliminated. St. John's River will advance to take on the winner of this game. Kaylee Thomas will now bat again. So Thomas back in to hit this time. First time she batted, she grounded out to second. And Gable came in for her as a defensive substitute. So now Thomas is back in. So James Hardy's work is done for today. 11-1 in 5 innings. Looks like we're gonna have a new. Looks like we're gonna have a new pitcher for Central Alabama. Checking on Glinski. Not sure what they have in mind here. Shepard's now talking with his infield. So down here in the 5th. Still going to have Klinski. To open the 5th inning for Central Alabama will be Milner, Johnson, and Darby. Might be getting another player ready. We'll step aside for a moment and come back. Let you know what's going on. 5-2 in favor of Central Alabama. Welcome back to Alabaster. They're still looking at Campbell Heklinski. And the catcher of Central Alabama, the trainers are out. They're going to see if she can handle the ball. Looks like she's going to try to stay in the game. They wrapped up her left hand, which is her thing she catches with. And they will give her a couple warm-up pitches to Irwin, from Irwin. Shivers right there. Let's take a look. I'm sure they would have as a backup if Heklinski can't go. That's one of the top players in the ACCC. And I think that's going to be it for Campbell. Campbell, I know she wanted to play. I know she wants to play and be out there with her teammates. And nothing to hold her head down about. Just one of those things that happens during the game. So they'll have a new catcher come in. And wish Campbell a speedy recovery from her injury. Hopefully she'll be back on the field soon. We got a new catcher going to come on in. We'll take another break and come back here to Veterans Park as they get a catcher warmed up here on JockJive.com. Mallory Owens is the new catcher. She's played 17 games this year, so Owens will take over for Heklinski behind the plate. So that's a big loss for Central Alabama, but hopefully she'll be all right. Kaylee Thomas back out there. Count is 0-1. There are 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Like Sumter State trailing by a run. There's a runner on third, trailing by 3. There's a runner at third. That one misses the target. So Owens behind the plate, and he'll bat in Heklinski's spot. Ground ball. Nice stop by Mills. Mills throws the first. Not in time. It hits the batter. And coming in to score is Baez. It's 5-3. Got a runner at first base. Number 5, that is Sammy Thomas. Sammy Thomas will run for Kaylee Thomas. Now Jordan Anderson coming up to the plate. So the tying run is at the plate. All good for a strike. Central Alabama held on to a 5-2 lead coming into the 5th inning. Lake Sumter State has put up a run. That's a strike. Throw to second is not in time. It was called. He did go like this, so I think it's 0-2. So Thomas does steal second, but Anderson facing an 0-2 count. One outside. Count is 1-2 now. 1-2's wide of the target. 2-2. Pops up. This will be handled by Darby. That ends the 5th inning for Lake Sumter State, but they put a run on the board. And at the end of 4.5, it's 5-3 in favor of Lake Sumter State. Well, Ellis back in. She's now still back at first base. Brooke Milner will lead things off. Milner's big 3-run home run. Part of the difference so far. This one popped up. Adams running in. Now she lost it. And it's dropped. Fair territory. That was a tough play for both. So Milner's aboard. That's the first error of the game. Gilby Johnson will have the target. Oh, watch out. Softball is landing in field 5. On foul back. 1-1. Comes the 1-1. This one's hit in the air deep to left field. Back to the wall. It's down. Milner goes all the way to third. Johnson's at second. I thought that ball was headed to. I thought the ball was headed to Highway 119. It was so high and deep. We got a runner at the first. Well, no, Johnson came in. Johnson's back over there. She's got. This one popped up to the right side by Darby. That'll be out of play. Bottom of the fifth. Central Alabama now runners on second and third. 2 outs. Third, with nobody out. Down the line. Watch out. Almost friendly fire right there. It's a foul ball. Look to the center field. And a couple of steps in front of the track. Catch is made by Chisholm. Coming home is Milner. She'll score. Johnson stays at second, and it's 6-3. 1 out here in the fifth. RBI for Darby, who had struck out twice before that last play. Kristen Wilson to the plate now. 1 for 2. Downstairs for ball 1. Shelton State up 7-3 on Coastal South. That's in the top of the 6th. That one over to line to the shortstop, Baez. 2 down. Southern Union up 8-7 on Northwest Shoals in the top of the 4th. Here's Bailey Trammell. To right center field. And it's caught by Parks. That ends the inning. Central Alabama puts up another run. We are through 5. It's 6-3 in favor of Central Alabama. We're into the 6th now. Central Alabama adds a run in the 5th. Take a 6-3 lead over Lake Sumter State. Elimination game in Division II. The winner will take on Lake Sumter State, as they were able to get a win over Bevel State, 11-1 in 5 innings. And that game will be tomorrow at 11 a.m. Swing on down to Alexis Adams, will lead off. Baez and Wright also due up in the 6th inning for Lake Sumter State. There's a strike. 2-1. Ground ball down third base line. Picked up by Johnson. Throw to first is not in time. Adams beats out the throw. Baez to the plate now. Making right on deck. First pitch is inside and low. 1-0 to Baez. Baez singled in the 4th. Walked back in the 2nd. That's the corner for a strike, 1-1. Layhawks 30-28. Central Alabama 39-15. Ground ball fouled to the third base side. Count is 1-1. 1-2. 1-2 the count to Bias. Called strike 3. Strikeout for Irwin. First since the fourth inning. That's the third of the game, and here comes Wright. Wright single back in the second, strikeout in the fourth. She's got a strikeout on each of the bottom third of the order. Baez, Wright, and Bergholzer have all been victims of the strikeout. 7, 8, and 9 hitters for Lake Sumter State. Another strike, 1-1. That one popped over the top of Darby into right center field. Flipped to second, not in time. Adams makes it to second base. So 2 hits and a strikeout, and here comes Miller. Going to make another change here. Perhaps to get some more speed out there. Number 2, Brianna Anderson will run for Adams. So Anderson now at second. Bergholzer, the catcher, batting now. Bergholzer 0 for 2. Struck out in the second. Grounded out to second in the fourth. 1-1. Like Sumter State, the 6th seed. Central Alabama, the 1 seed here in Alabaster. 1-1 pitch is down in the turf. That one slice foul. Peyton Parks is on deck, 2-2. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the inning. 4th strikeout overall for Irwin. And now back to the top of the order. Here's Peyton Parks. Good for a strike. 0-1. Quickly 0-2 as that one's fouled off on the right side. Open the bottom of the 6th for Central Alabama will be Mills, Owens, and Buff. Owens in for Campbell Heklinski, the leadoff hitter, who injured a left hand. One upstairs, 1-2. That one's fouled again. Count remains 1-2. popped up, caught by the catcher. Owens, nice play. That will retire the side. Lake Sumter State down to his last 3 outs. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 6-3 in favor of Central Alabama. Bottom of the 6th, Central Alabama with a 6-3 lead on Lake Sumter State. Trying to add some insurance to that. Alexis Adams is back in. Reed enters the game. She's back at third base after Anderson ran for her. Mills, Owens, and Buff do up here for the Trojans. The number 1 seed. They're compiling a record of 38-15. And there's a strike. Quickly 0-2. Mills walked back in the first. Hit a single back in the fourth. Here's the 0-2. Mills over the pitcher. Throw from second is in time. Parks throws out Mills. Central Alabama fans don't agree. There's one out. I thought she got to the bag, but I can't make that decision from all the way over here. It was a bang play. So here's Owens. Owens has not had a lot of at-bats this year. Or Seklinski, the starting catcher. 5 for 28. That's an average of 179. She struck out 6 times, walked 10 times during the regular season. So she's getting her first at-bat of the game. Other scores of games in progress. Southern Union up 8-7. Northwest Shoals. And Shelton State up 7-3 on Coastal South. They're in the top of the 7th. So the winners of those 2 games will play at 4 p.m. Another elimination game. 2-1. Downstairs, 3 balls and a strike. Winner of this game will take on St. John's River tomorrow. And the first game on field 2. It's downstairs for ball 4, and Owens walks. Now Jaden Buff. RBI double back in the 4th. Another visit from Jay Miller. Alabama with a new runner. Cannon Wells, number 21, running for Owens. Well, shows bunt, throw back to first. Not in time. Ball, no strikes to Buff. Morgan Brewer on deck. Laid down bunt, and that's rolls foul. 1-1. So by the end of the day, we'll know who's the driver's seat in both the Division I and Division II championships. That's fouled off. One, two. It gets away from the catcher. That's a ball. Throw down. Throw to second base. Count even 2-2. Three and two. Williams has been in since the second inning. 2 runs on 3 hits. And that's ball 4. Runners now on first and second. Now bring up Morgan Brewer. Back-to-back walks after the ground out by Mills. Brewer fouls this one off. Heads up. One pitch is outside. 1-1. South Florida MMI will be the next game on this field. The winner of that game will be 1 win away from the championship. To the right side, base hit. Wells is stopped at third. First hit of the inning for Central Alabama, but the bases are loaded with just 1 out. And here comes Milner. Milner hit a 3-run home run in the first inning. And Lake Sumter State coach Jay Miller had to place his pitcher. So Amy Back, who started game 1, will come in and pitch here in the bottom of the 6th with 1 out. A little warm up, come right on back.
Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Kelby Johnson, the first. That's Milner still. That's good for a strike. Milner, the first Batter to face back. 0-1 right down the middle, 0-2. Final game here in Field 5 will be South Florida and MMI in the winners bracket final. 1-2. Winner will be one win away from the district championship. Go to Spartanburg. Call, strike 3. 2 down. Bases main loader for Johnson. Johnson a single and a double. Also struck out back in the third. Good for a strike. Lake Sumter will send Ellis, Chisholm, and Thomas to the plate in the 7th inning. Oh, and 2. Oh, sorry, 1-1. Sound like he called strike, but it's 1-1. To right center field, there's a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes Buff around third. She will score. A 2-run single by Johnson, and it's 8-3 Central Alabama with 2 outs here in the 6th. Third hit for Johnson. Here's singles and a double. And here's Blair Darby. Well, if Darby were to hit a home run here, this game would end in 6 innings. Just something to keep in mind as she goes to this at bat. Oh, off the pitcher, my goodness. In the right field. Brewer will score, and the throw gets away, and Johnson will come in to score. And it's 10-3, and pitcher really took one off of the face mask. That's why they had those pitchers wear those face masks. So we'll see, and I think 2 runs will score on the play. Back-to-back RBI singles. They're going to check on her, and we'll come back. Oh, boy. That was a scary moment. We'll be back in just a moment. We welcome you back to Alabaster. Amy Bach was able to walk off on her own power with some help. She's receiving medical attention as we speak. Hope she's all right. Meanwhile, we have a new pitcher for Lake Sumter State. Elizabeth Asiello will take over. She's the 4th pitcher for the Lakehawks. It is a 10-3 game. Runners on second. So we'll call an RBI double for Darby. Well, we're going to call an RBI single for Darby. Well, 2-run single. Wilson. So right now, Darby represents the winning run for Central Alabama. Score just finished up in Division I. Shelton State with the 7-4 win over Coastal Alabama South. Coastal Alabama South is eliminated. Shelton State will advance to take on the winner of Southern Union and Northwest Shoals. That'll be coming up shortly. Meanwhile, Southern Union has an 8-7 lead on Northwest Shoals. That's at the top of the 5th. It's still the game with the most. That's the. It still feels along. Lake Sumter taking on Central Alabama here. The winner here takes on St. John's River at 4 o'clock. Ground ball through the middle, base hit. That's going to do it. Rounding third is Darby. She's in the score, and that will end it. 11-3 in 6 innings. As Central Alabama comes up with another hit. And that will do it. Central Alabama advances to take on St. John's Rivers. The 1 seed and the 2 seed will face each other. One of those 2 teams will be eliminated. Lake Sumter's season ends at 30-29. Central Alabama goes to 40. So it goes to 39-15. And they will take on St. John's River. Coming up here on Field 5, we've got South Florida and MMI, the 4 seed and the 3 seed. It's been a wild day already here on JockJive.com. Kamari Darrington saying so long.